Hello everyone, thank you very much for clicking and for watching the video. So back when I was at school, 100 plus years ago, there used to be a question back in the day that we'd all ask each other just to sort of break up the day a little bit, just to do anything other than the schoolwork we were supposed to be doing. And I haven't heard this question for such a long time, but I was in Greg's the other day, weirdly, and I overheard someone ask their parent, I believe, this question. And the question started with, if you were on a deserted island, would you, well, the question they asked in Greg's is, if you were on a deserted island and there was a Greg's that only sold one thing, what would it be? They said veg pasty, which I thought was quite a strange one, but I thought everyone would say sausage roll. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. That start of that question used to be what we'd ask each other in school all the time. And it made me smile and it gave me an idea for a video. So this video, I'm going to ask the question, if you were stuck on a deserted island and you could only take 3 games, what would those games be? So very quickly, before I tell you my 3 games, let's just say you're not getting off this island, okay? There's no Tom Hanks, no Wilson, you're stuck on this island forever. And the problem with this is you naturally go towards big, sprawling RPG, open world games. I did straight away, and I think that's a natural thing to do because you're going to be there forever. So we're going to do 3 games that you can take, and then I'm going to give 2 extra honourable sort of mentions for those bigger games, just so everyone doesn't have Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5, because it's natural to take those sort of games, but make it a bit more interesting. Let's just say they're already on the island, and also the island has full electricity, all the consoles you can want with all the peripherals, internet connection, electricity, tellies, the full shebang. You're fine when you get, it's a weird island, but when you get there, you've got everything you need to play whatever game it is you pick. So I'm going to tell you mine, and I'd really, really like it if you were to put into the comments what your 3 deserted island games would be, plus the 2 big games that you'd also like to have there as well. I don't think anyone is going to have picked the 3 that I've picked, and I put way more time into thinking about these than I probably should have, to be honest with you. But I'd love to see in the comments what yours would be. So that's the question for this video. If you were stuck on a deserted island, what would the 3 games be that you take with you? And I'm going to start by showing you mine now. So the first one, let's do the honourable mentions really quickly to get them out of the way. If there was 2 games that would already be there that I would take, that were big open world, that would last me forever, I don't actually have physical copies of them to show, but I do have them downloaded on they're both on my Xbox or Xbox One. The first one would be Football Manager, and it would be whatever Football Manager is the most up-to-date released at the time. I know some people don't like Football Manager, but to me Football Manager is a massive part of my life. I've been playing it for years and years and years, and I absolutely love football. I know not everyone is, but you know, there's things out there that, you know, we don't all, obviously most people watching this are into gaming, but you know, we're all into other things, and I absolutely love football, and you can play it forever. It never ever ends. As soon as players retire, if you don't play Football Manager, if players retire, there's regens, and they just keep on going, and you can continue to play the game for hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of years. It is a perfect game for a desert island. It's not the most interesting of games for some people, I understand, but if you're like me, you love that little bit of management of your team and taking the training and simulating the games and trying to get your hot prospects up to become the next Messi and Ronaldo. I absolutely love football. I could gush about it for days, but for me, one of the ones that would have to be on the desert island that I'll just play and play and play forever would have to be the most up-to-date Football Manager game. The second honourable mention for me is one I don't think many people would have, but Civilization 6. I absolutely love Civ 6. Probably a lot of you have played it. It's basically like a god game where you take control of a nation. You all start at there's different types of terrain, different sort of worlds that you can start on, and you start with a country, and the whole point is to win by dominating the other countries that start. So it's a turn-based strategy game where you want to take up as much land, and you can win in different ways. You can get it either by domination, which is the most fun, to be honest, but there's science and culture and the space race. And it's every game you play is ever so slightly different because every country has different pros and cons. I absolutely loved it. I played it online with my friend a couple of years ago, and we absolutely love it because you take it in turns, and you've got to go out and find resource, and you can find historical monuments and things, and get technologies. It's fun. I'm sure most of you have played Civ 6, but when I sat there and thought, oh, would I want a Red Dead there or a GTA 5, I thought, nah, Civ 6 for me is that game I could play over and over and over again, and every single playthrough would be completely different. So yeah, Civilization 6 would have to already be there for me. That would be my big sort of open world turn-based game. So that and Football Manager would have to be my honorary mentions for the Deserted Island. So the first of my 3 random games to take to the Deserted Island, I put a bit of thought into this one, but I'm definitely sure it would have to be Mega Games 2 for the Mega Drive. Now this has on it the Revenge of Shinobi, Streets of Rage and Golden Axe. Why would I take this game? So Mega Drive was my first console. The first 2 games I ever had were Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which I think was the first game I ever played. And this was always in my house from as far back as I could think of. Before I knew what a game console was, this was in my house. It has so much nostalgia for me that it just makes me happy to look at it. There's so many good memories around there. So if I was stuck on this deserted island and I was feeling a bit low, this would perk me up. And not only that, I completed Streets of Rage, believe it or not, when I was considerably young, probably 8 or 9. And I did it with one of my babysitters back in the day. I remember it. He was absolutely buzzing. He was far happier than I was about doing it. He went and bought me a McDonald's. He was so chuffed to have completed this game, 2-player. But The Revenge of Shinobi and Golden Axe, no, I think there's is there a, on the Shinobi one, is there a level where you're on a plane? I never got further than that. A plane or a submarine? I don't know. I'm going back in my mind many years. And Golden Axe, you know, when you go indoors for the first time, you have to make that weird jump. I think I only ever made that jump like once my entire life. So I thought, if I've got to take a game, I love Streets of Rage and I can play that over and over again. But The Revenge of Shinobi and Golden Axe, I don't think I'd ever complete if you put me on a desert island and gave me all the time in the world to finish. I don't know if I could do it. So there's a retro nostalgia, happy memory challenge in this game. So I thought straight away, yes, Mega Games 2 would have to be the first of my 3 desert island games. It ticks so many boxes for me, but that would definitely keep me happy if I was stuck on my own. I don't think I would ever complete The Revenge of Shinobi, no matter how long you gave me on that desert island. My second one would be XCOM 2. I absolutely love the XCOM series, and XCOM 2 is obviously the best game of the bunch. It's got a fantastic DLC as well, which is hard as hell, so I'm taking the DLC with me. I love turn-based strategy games. This is a team-based, turn-based shooter. Absolutely love it. I know quite a few people don't like the turn-based genre, but I would definitely suggest giving it a go. This game is very, very cheap. I think it's like £2 or £3 a CX, so have a go. If you don't like it, nothing really lost there, is there? But this would be one of my deserted island games, so I really love this. You can pick the squad, by the way. It's go and pick, I think it's 4 or 5 characters. You can customize them, name them, change their appearance, and you go out mission to mission. It's permadeath, and you have to save the Earth from an alien invasion. It's absolutely fantastic. It's got, you can get to the end of the campaign on it, definitely, but there's definitely some replayability in there. You can do different challenges. You increase the difficulty on this game and it goes up massively, whether you can or can't get to the next mission. It's just a fantastic game. Absolutely love it. It's one of those next one more go games, you know what I mean? The one where you just have to keep going, and before you know it, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you can't stop, which is perfect for a deserted island. But I could play this game over and over and over. I still haven't actually managed to successfully complete the DLC because it's such a jump in difficulty. But XCOM 2, I would have to take this. I couldn't go the rest of my life without playing XCOM 2 again. It's just, no, I wouldn't be able to do it. Wouldn't be worth living on that island without it. And my last one, my third game, I toyed with this one the most. I really sat down and thought about this. I thought about the different sort of Pokemon games. I thought about some FIFA games. I thought about the Call of Duty for first-person shooters. I thought of all these different things. And then I realised there was one genre that I would have to take. And when I thought about that, there was only one game that stood out to me. And that is Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I absolutely love Dragon Ball. I'm not going to go on about it. I've shown you around the game room a few times. You can see all the Dragon Ball stuff I've got. So I'd absolutely have to have something on that deserted island to remind me of Dragon Ball. And this to me is one of the best fighting games you can get. It's so well balanced. The graphics are fantastic. It's easy to pick up, but nigh on impossible to master. It's a fantastic game with some great DLC still being added onto it with the characters and what have you. But I would have to have took a fighter game. I took a look at the ones I've already picked. I've got a management game, I've got a god game, turn-based, you know, that retro. I'd have to take a fighter with me because you can just keep going with fighters, can't you? You're online, you can just keep getting better and better and better and get to a point where no one in the world could ever touch you with certain characters. So there's some serious replayability. But yeah, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, there's a lot of, I'm sure many people out there would take a Street Fighter or a Tekken or a Mortal Kombat, and I'm with you, definitely. But for me, if you said you can only play one for the rest of your days, I would definitely take Dragon Ball Fighter Z. It's definitely a weird name for a game. I accept that, but absolutely love it. And I'll be getting my Dragon Ball fix from it all the time as well. So yeah, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. And they are my deserted island games. We've got the three special ones, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, XCOM 2, and Mega Games 2 on the Mega Drive. And then obviously we've got Football Manager and Civ 6 that would just have to be on the island for those big long play games. But I think if I had these games and I was stuck on a deserted island for the rest of my life, I could keep my sanity until that fateful day came. So yeah, a bit random. I know, I wouldn't expect everyone to have the same games for this question because everyone's got different experiences, different preferences. If you really sit down and think about this, I find it very hard to believe that most people would have the same selection. So I would love to see in the comments what your 3 games plus your 2 special ones would be in the comments. I can't imagine anyone has the same list. I'd be really interested to see that. So love it if you were to put a comment down there as to what yours would be. But yeah, these are my 3. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I'm going to go play this now because I've just spoke about it and just remember just how much I absolutely love this game. So thank you very, very, very much for watching. Take care of yourselves.